Welcome, beautiful beings, back to Mind, Body, and Soul. Today we're talking about living in a world where we know, my woke ones, my babies, my people who feel me, who vibrate with me, who know, living in a world where we know about the things that the people who run our governments do. Living in a world where we watch the people around us get in trouble for things that are less than what these people do. Let's get straight into this video. Alright guys, so I've been thinking about this a lot with, finding my dad, with hearing his story and hearing about how his side of the story makes things a lot different in my mind. Like I said previously in videos where I have talked a little bit about this, I really am not one for bullshit, I really am not one to sit on the side of emotion, I'm not one to say, oh, this is my dad, let me just automatically believe that he's innocent. That's not me, Up until a year and a half ago, if that, I wanted nothing to do with my dad. I didn't care where he was. I didn't care what his situation was. All I cared about was whether or not he had money to offer me. That was the old me. That's old versions of myself, and that's why I found him and have learned about him and his story. So hearing his story and hearing about how he knows all of these people who have been convicted and falsely convicted and sent to prison for things that they didn't do. And then on top of that, in general, there are people who have been my friends who have gone to jail for marijuana, people who go to jail for these minuscule things, when we have a government that is constantly committing money fraud and having money in outside accounts in different fucking countries, and selling kids and raping kids and murdering kids and torturing kids. People in our government have each other killed all the time, assassinated, but because they have this higher everybody has them in this higher level above them, not me, but everybody who is not aware, people who are not who are ignorant to the fact that this is happening, they don't know what they're doing. So they look at prisoners and they look at black people and Mexican people and some white people, and everyone's looking at each other. Everyone's looking at each other, blaming each other, telling this person, oh, or even like church people too, oh, you're a sinner. Oh, you're not following the word of God. Oh, you're a criminal because you have marijuana on you. Oh, you're a criminal because you have shrooms on you. You're a criminal because you did this, this, and this. Okay, well, what about the people on the news that you're, putting as an idol almost, because you put them on this higher pedestal, that they mean more than us, that they do more than us, when in reality, they benefit from what we do. So if they benefit from what we do, then how are we on the lower pedestal and have them up on the higher pedestal? So basically, what I just wanted to come on here to say is, we really have to learn how to start questioning our beliefs. We really have to start looking at our world and looking around us and being like, is that person really better than me, or is he a shill? Is our system great, or is it filled with shills? Is everything that's going on good? Is what everything that's happening, is it for our best interest? Or is it for the interest of high grade politicians and money hungry celebrities and just absolute people who aren't really people? I'm not going to get into the esoteric side of it because I know it kind of turns people off, and I'm not really here to talk about that right now. But these people profit off of us. These people, that's why our incarceration rate is the highest in the world. Because they don't care about justice, especially in the United States. They don't care about justice. They don't care about truth. They don't care about freedom. They care about this. They care about them blue bills. And you know what they've done? They've indoctrinated us to only care about them blue bills, when in reality what we should be caring about is our freedoms, is working a job that we actually enjoy, creating a system that actually provides us with what we need: emotional intelligence, learning how to actually survive without a government and not being dependent on a government. People, even the highest level white person or free person or rich person, like low level rich person, I'm saying like still citizen rich people, have this idea that they're free, that they don't, I have a job and I work for my money, so I don't depend on the government. Well, you depend on the government in different ways. Maybe you don't depend on the government for the money, but you depend on the government for like what you can and can't do, the laws that you have to follow. And if you're a Christian, the laws that you're supposed to be following are not the laws of the government, it's the laws of the land. The land was here before the government was here. The land is your spiritual laws, the laws that God provided. So this is just a little bit of a rant for me. I just want people to really think about it, like life as a woke person, knowing that there's innocent people sitting behind bars, wasting their entire lives, whole lives stripped from them. Affects their moms, their sisters, their brothers, their kids, their daughters, their sons. Affects them in ways that contribute to their, not the inmates, not the prison people, the government people, the people who are above that we have on this pedestal up here. It benefits them for those people to be in jail. Why? Because look at how our communities are. Look at the black community, about how many people don't have fathers in their lives. And then you have these angry kids who don't know how to regulate themselves because they've been kicked apart. Their entire being has been kicked apart. And our prison system wants to push people behind cells and just act like, oh, there you go, fixes everything. You should know what you did now. Okay. Yeah, that person knows what they did, but they have no idea how to cope with their reality. They have no idea how to, until they learn, obviously, but they have no idea how to recognize that the way that they've been living, because it's an illusion, the way that they've been living is not supposed to be how you're supposed to be living. And even if you didn't have a father, say your father died, you know, like, that's being raised with not a whole family unit allows you to be missing pieces of yourself that you would have had your father been in your life, had your mother been in your life, had both your parents been in your life, or whatever your situation is. So I just really, you know, I want people to realize that there's so many layers. There's so many layers to this woke shit. You know, like people go about throughout their day, they're like, oh, I have anxiety. And I'm like, I get it, you know. Adrenals are inflamed, so of course we all have anxiety. But I'm sitting here thinking, like, well, like, what do you think about on a day-to-day basis? Because I'm sitting here thinking about how our entire world's an illusion. The people who run our world and keep us in the illusion are people who are way worse than half of the people in prison, have done way worse things than most of the killers in prison. So it's just, to me, it's like a slap in the face. It really is just, and I think that's why everyone's going to be so angry. That's why when people begin to really wake up, when massive amounts, because it's picking up every single day. It is picking up. But when we hit that peak, and there are that many souls on that sort of level, we will be either going in the direction, and that's why I'm beginning to really make a lot more content, because the people who know, the people who are aware, have to prepare the ones, even if they attack us. We can't even care about that at this point. At this point, it is time for the people who are aware and who know and see what's going on. It is our job to let people know, hey, this is coming for you, and if you don't want to hear it now, that's fine. But when it does happen and it's straight in your face and you have no other way to deny the reality in front of you, you have to operate in love. You have to operate in a way where you understand that acting any other way other than through love for these people, because that's what God would do, and not even that. Love is the highest vibration, and love is how you get the quickest change. You don't get change with anger and fear and war, even though that may be something that we come into if we don't just come to an absolute systematic downfall. So, light workers, stay strong. We're almost there. We're getting there. New Earth, baby. New Earth. Stay strong. Spread your message. The way that you see the reality around you is exactly how you're supposed to be seeing it, because every single step you're learning something new. And it's okay if you have to go back and say, you know what, I don't believe that anymore because I found this. Look at this. It is okay to be wrong before and be right when you're coming into new knowledge and new information and new statistics and new ways to analyze life and situations and information. So, and creation is ever expanding, ever evolving, ever changing. So there really is no one truth other than the fact that we're being ruled by elites. And realistically, I said this yesterday in a different video, we attracted this entire thing. Our egos, us denying our egos, allowed all of this to happen. We wouldn't be experiencing We only experience what we're on a vibration to. So if we are on the vibration of this world that we've created, then now we have to really take the time and go within and really ascend upwards so that we can create a high society, so that we can create a world where we're not governed by our governmental. I walked into a store, no mask, because you know me. Walked into the store and they had a sign, and they had a sign that literally said face mask required, governmental, from your governmental. It's like these things are right in front of our face, and until you're shown, until you're like, hey, look at this, someone's like, look at this, or your intuition or your spirit is like, look at this, and you're like, until you have that moment, you don't realize that governmental means govern your mental. The government's not there to provide structure. We provide structure for ourselves already. Governments are for governing your mental. But anyway, light workers, stay strong. Unaware people, look into your beliefs, look into your life, question things around you, and learn something new. Anyway, be blessed. Thank you for listening to Mind, Body, and Soul. Like, comment, and subscribe down below. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up, because you know what? I think I'm doing swell. Peace, much love, Mind, Body, and Soul.